Hi, my name is Rebecca Watts, and I'm a senior at Islands High School in the Scientific Research Specialty Program. My research focuses on the seasonal behaviors of adult songbird species in Savannah, Georgia, and the creation of a yearly time budget. Avian species, like all other species, must carry out a number of behaviors successfully throughout the day to ensure survival. These behaviors cannot be done at the same time, which means there are limitations on how many behaviors can be done within a time period. Behaviors can be affected by a number of factors, including the availability of foraging materials, habitats, foliage, temperature and humidity changes, and human interaction. I decided to see the behavior changes between the seasons and how behavior patterns may be affected by extreme weather such as a hurricane. I chose to look specifically at the eastern bluebird, the Carolina chickadee, and the brown-headed nuthatch, which are all year-long resident birds of Savannah. And I decided to do all of my observations at the baseball field behind my school because it had a very diverse ecosystem, so I was able to record a number of behaviors. To look at the behaviors, I decided to use scan sampling and 1-minute accumulated behavioral observations. Scan sampling is a passive way of collecting data where you sit in an area and you collect data by observing the species that come into your study site within your peripheral vision without actually disturbing the area. 1-minute accumulated behavioral observations means that for every minute I was at my study site, I recorded the absence and presence of each behavior I was looking for, which included foraging, chasing, preening, resting, singing, guarding, and alert behaviors. I went to my study site for data collection 2 to 3 times a week at the same time every day for 30 to 90 minutes, with a 10-minute wait period between the time that I sat down to the beginning of the data collection so that I did not disturb the study species or the study site. And I used 8x binoculars for species and behavioral identification. After collecting my data for the late summer, autumn, and winter seasons, I observed that in every behavior category, except for the alert behavior, there was a decrease in the frequency of behaviors as we went from summer to autumn and autumn to winter. However, in the alert behavior, there was an increase in the frequency of behaviors as we went from summer to autumn, and a decrease as it went from autumn to winter. After observing the behavioral trends, I then ran a parametric test such as the t-test and the one-way ANOVA test to see if the fluctuations of the behaviors were significant. I am still currently collecting data for this year to make a complete year-long timeline, but I have begun to add in more diverse behaviors as well as a second study site for data collection. I look forward to the possibility of this research being used to help provide a baseline for the year-long behaviors of resident birds for similar studies. Thank you for your time and consideration of my project.